We're on.
Okay.
You ready to rock?
And roll.
Just so that everyone knows, Olga was asleep. I woke her up so that she could do the daily OJ. Because she's just as committed to this as I am. 100% all in on this. She quit her job so that we could do this together. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
I can't see. Does it show our heads?
Yep.
Is it zoomed in on my knee?
Babe, you have awkward legs in videos. There's no help on your legs.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, that looks really awkward.
This does?
Yeah.
Is it because I don't have longer pants on?
No, I think it's just because your legs are really awkwardly long.
Long?
Maybe thick is the right answer.
Thick? It's because I don't have...
Do you want a blanket?
Apparently I need pants. I need to start wearing pants to these. I think my shorts in every episode have gotten shorter. So next time I'll just come in my undies. Just kidding. So I want to keep this somewhat timely tonight because you're barely alive right now. So, as you well know, the economy is a little not the best.
Know this.
As you well know, the economy is not doing very well. So, I was thinking about the last recession that you and I experienced.
Okay.
Which we wouldn't remember
That's
anything
right,
from that. Yeah,
about.
we wouldn't have remembered anything from that. But, so, in the last recession, a lot of people got laid off. And I was like, man, it would stink super bad if people get laid off, you know? I feel really bad for people. But I was thinking about how so often when tragedy strikes, it's an opportunity to try something different. And so I was writing a little about this. I said, so often we accept things that are not only less than perfect, but actually make us miserable. Everyone chooses a safe job until they get laid off and they realize that they may have been in a risky job all along. In fact, the safe job may be the greatest risk, as you may miss out on your greatest potential while playing it safe. And so I was wondering if you would talk a little bit about your process coming to terms with quitting your own job and why you came to that decision. What were some of the factors that brought you to this place in which you decided to quit your job, and whether or not you're enjoying it now, whether or not you feel like you made the right decision.
Yeah. Well, I was an accountant for 3-4 years. I don't even remember at this point. But after having Josiah, our first kid, I realized that I hated my job. I don't think I minded it beforehand, but like being a mom was something I feel like it naturally fit me really well, and I loved that. So going back to work was really hard, and even though I worked from home, it still was like very challenging. Just the demands of trying to please my boss and my coworkers and my team, but also trying to be a good mom. And oftentimes I felt like I would put Josiah not as high as my job, which I felt was really wrong. But I kept on being fearful, and it was like, it's safe. I make good money. We have health insurance. And then we had Micah. And during Micah's pregnancy, I remember being so stressed out because there was just a lot of change within my position. New management came in, a whole like different rules and standards were put into place, just making my job a lot more stressful. And so then we had Micah, and it just was miserable. And I remember crying and just being stressed out all the time. And I think, but like all along this whole time, you're telling me to quit. And I'm really stubborn, And I'm like, we don't have enough money. I don't know how we're going to make it work. And finally, I think it came to the point where I realized I was being a terrible mom and a terrible an employee, and just like failing all around. Like the house was falling apart. I kept forgetting to feed the dogs. Like I just was failing all around. And I couldn't do it. Like I just wasn't doing really well. So finally, we were sitting at our old house at the patio, and you were just like, quit. And I was like, okay. Like I just think I finally had enough, and finally I was like, I need to put faith in you and the Lord into what the next stage of life looks like, and stop trying to control everything, because I really enjoy controlling everything. But since I've quit, I feel like my stress level has significantly gone down. It's been challenging since we've been moving, and haven't had like too much of a routine yet. So I'm excited to see what that looks like now in our new home. So I'm excited to plan crafts for our toddler.
Yes. And do sprouts. Yeah. So, what would you say, looking back, was the greatest risk?
Probably keeping my job.
Right. See, this is what I'm saying. I was right this whole time. So, I really think that the greatest risk to your well-being is sticking with the status quo, doing what everybody told you that you had to do, right? Which was stick with the accounting job because it pays better than my pastor job. But I think that it was a much greater risk to our relationship, to your relationship with the kids, to your relationship with God, to your relationship with everything, to be in that spot. But I think that that's not just our story, but I think that's like most people's stories.
Yeah.
Is that most people they're living out a life that someone else told them is how they're supposed to live. They go get a college degree, they go get a good paying job, they go do the thing that they're supposed to do, that they were told to do, instead of doing the thing that they actually want to do, right? And in your case, you want to be a mom. In my case, I want to write, so like we're kind of going down that path right now of me seeing what that looks like. And so I don't know. I think that life has so many more opportunities that open to you when you pursue the things that you want to do. And I think we're living testimony of that, that God provides, and that we've never struggled and
We've struggled. We've never gone without.
Yeah, we've never gone without. There's like a definite difference, because we've struggled with things, but if you go look in our freezer, we have
a cow.
We have a cow. So, if you look in our fridge, we always have organic foods, and we have a wonderful apartment, and we have 2 healthy boys and 2 fat dogs, and and we have spare time to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
So we have a really good life.
Great life.
Thanks for joining us on the Daily OJ.
We need like a symbol. Like maybe I do the O and you do the J. I do the J.
Brutal.
O, J.
Ah!